All right, welcome to Blackjack 101. First thing is just table etiquette. When you're at a table and you're playing blackjack, what you'll notice is that you get two cards and every player with you gets two cards and they're face down. The dealer gets two cards, one is face down and one is face up. Now what's important to know about this is your hand action. The dealer needs to know whether you want to take a card or not. So when it comes to your turn, if you want a card, you go like this. If you do not want a card, just go like that. Okay, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. So this means you want a card. That means hit me. This means I'm staying. All right, so that's just your basic on how to communicate with the dealer when this is happening. Now we're going to go over consistency playing blackjack, right? So what I want you to remember, Karen, is that you always want to assume that the dealer has a face card down every single time. And why is that important? Because you're basing all of your decisions on the type of cards you're looking at. All right? If the dealer shows a 3, 4, 5, or 6, and you have 11 or under, or you have 3 or higher, and you have 13 or higher, if you have 11 or under, you can sometimes double down. But what you want to do is this. Here's what you want to imagine. So imagine this. There's a 3 showing there. Imagine the dealer's got a 13, and you're showing a 5, and you've got 15. You may say to yourself, well, I should probably take a hit. No. If you have a 5 against a 3, or any card against a 3, and it's higher than 11 points total, up to 17, do not hit a 17, you want to take a hit. I'll use some example hands because this gets kind of confusing. Always remember the dealer has a 10, whether they do or not. Your job is to beat the dealer. Beating the dealer means if you bust, you can't beat the dealer. So if he's got a bad card showing, a bad card for the dealer is 3, 4, 5, or 6, sometimes a 7. A good card for you, obviously, is 20, 19, 18. You know, you never hit a 17 unless it's what's called a soft 17. A soft 17 is an ace and a 6. And you should almost hit that every single time. So if you have an ace and a 6, no matter what the dealer is showing, you should probably take a hit. Now again, presuming that the dealer has a 10 and there's a 3 showing, and you have 2 4s. So I'm going to talk about pairs, right? Pairs are valuable against a dealer's bad card. So I can split my 4s, or I can do what's called double down and take 1 card. If the dealer's showing a bad card, which is a 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7, and you can beat him with 1 card, that's called doubling down. So instead of splitting these, 4, 4 is 10. If I get a 10, 4, 4 is 8. If I get a 10, that makes 18. That's a really good hand. And I would double my bet before I take a card because the dealer's got a bad card. I want you to just keep thinking to yourself, a 3, 4, 5, 6, and usually 7 is a bad card for the dealer. Everything else that you do increases your odds of winning. For instance, let's say that there was 2 6s. Let's say that you had a pair of 6s, right? Well, you really wouldn't want to take a hit on 2 6s because if you got a 10, you would have 22. But what you want to do is split your 6s. And then you get a card here, and let's just say that you got a 3. You could take another hit, or you could double down. Here's the next thing. A double down is if you have a 9, 10, or 11 total against a dealer's bad card, 3, 4, 5, 6, and usually 7, double your bet. So anytime that you have 9, 10, or 11 total against a dealer's bad card, I want you to double the amount of your bet and you get 1 card. Okay? Another thing about blackjack is you can split cards 3 times, and don't be afraid to do it. So if I had 3, let's just say I had a 6-6 and my first card out's a 6. Now what do? Do I sit? Do I stay? No, you split it again. The dealer's still showing a bad card. Your chances of winning are highly increased. Let's say that you got a 5 on your first split. That's 11. So what are you supposed to do? Double down. You got an 11 against their bad card. Let's just say you got a 10 on that one, right? Now you got 20. Time to play that card. This time you get a 3. You've got 9. What's the rule? 9, 10, or 11 against a bad card, you double down. Let's just say you get a 4. Now you've only got 14 points. Don't hit it. Never hit the card if you can bust if they're showing a bad card. Okay, never hit your hand if you have over 11 points and you can bust if the dealer's showing a 3, 4, 5, 6, and usually 7. Alright, so that's the rules on splitting. Doubling down, again, very simple. If you have a 9, 10, or 11 against a dealer's bad card, you want to double every single time. And you only get 1 card when you do that. So I wish you good luck in Vegas, and if I think of anything else that you might need, let me know. Just remember, 3, 4, 5, 6, and usually 7, when you're looking at that, that's your indication that they have a big chance of busting and you have a much better chance of winning. So take advantage of the odds. I'll have my cell phone on, 920-9200 if you need me.